My own parents sold me for $500,000. The Christmas I turned 13 left me shivering in a pitch-black Portland house, breath clouding in the freezing air because the powers was cut for hours, staring at this 20-pound turkey sitting like a frozen tombstone on the counter. It's rock-hard, sweating frost, useless. The house is dead silent except for the low howl of wind sneaking through old windows while they boarded a flight to Maui, captioning their escape. Finally, some peace. Have you ever felt like the price tag on your own childhood? Because what came next still makes my stomach twist. Before I spilled the rest of this wild ride, thank y'all for being here. Drop a comment telling me the city you're tuning in from. Right now, I'm always curious. Who's riding these raw stories with me? Smash that like button if you're already hooked, and subscribe so you never miss the next one. All right, let's dive in. My name's Mackenzie Hayes back then. Just Kenzie, the quiet middle kid. Nobody really noticed. We lived in a big craftsman in the Pearl District, Portland, Oregon. Mama Lidio was obsessed with looking like the perfect Instagram family influencer, even though her feed was mostly filters and borrowed vibes. Dad Richard was a mid-level exec who hated his job but loved the title. Then there were my older sisters, Brooklyn and Savannah, both cheerleader types who get the spotlight without asking. Christmas Eve, 2014, I'm 13. Power's out because, surprise, they forgot to pay the electric bill. Again, heat's been spotty for days. I'm staring at this massive frozen turkey Mom bought to impress the neighbors, even though we weren't hosting anybody. Phone buzzes. Group chat pops open. Winter Escape, 2014. Photo loads mom clinking champagne. In first class, Dad smirking in a Hawaiian shirt. Sisters already posing with lays. Caption, peace at last. House alarm armed. Back in 10 days. Don't burn the place down, Kenzie. No emoji for me. Just gone. I didn't cry. I stood there in my puffy coat, breath fogging, and felt something click like a circuit breaker flipping inside my chest. They didn't forget me. They chose not to bring me. I microwaved the last freezer-burned burrito. Power died mid-spin. Kitchen went black. Then headlights sliced through the window. Not their minivan. A charcoal Range Rover. Windows tinted so dark they looked like voids. A man steps out, tall, late 50s, cashmere overcoat, no hurry. Uncle Nathan, the one Mom called cold-blooded, and Dad called the reason we never asked for. Favors. Billionaire. In commercial real estate. Never married, never had kids. Lived in a modernist glass-hand steel compound up in the West Hills. He knocks once. I open the door. No hug. Just those steel blue eyes, scanning the dark hallway. The frost on the windows. They armed the alarm, he says. Voice low like distant thunder, but forgot the utility autopay. Classic. He steps inside without asking. Pack. Essentials. You're not sleeping in a mausoleum tonight. I grab jeans, hoodies, my ancient laptop, school stuff. 4 minutes flat. When I come down, he's staring at the turkey like it personally offended him. Leave it. Let it rot. Matches the energy. We drive up the winding road to his place, floor to ceiling windows. Concrete walls, ocean view. Even though we're miles inland. No Christmas tree. No stockings. Just clean lines and quiet that felt safe. First months, I tried to disappear. Ate fast, cleaned faster, stayed in the guest wing. Thought that's how you pay rent when you're the charity case. One night, he catches me hovering outside his office, half hidden by the doorway. You're doing it again, he says without looking up from blueprints. Hiding. I freeze. Silence isn't a flaw, Mackenzie. It's intel. Come here. He slides a set of renderings across the desk. Mixed-use tower, downtown. What's wrong with this lobby? I hesitate, then point. Security desk faces west. Glare blinds them every afternoon. Elevators are 40 feet from the entrance people bottleneck in the middle. It's inefficient. Feels hostile. He actually smiles, small, sharp, dangerous. You see the cracks because you've spent your life standing in them. Your family treated you like background noise. While they posed, you observed. That's not weakness. That's leverage. That sentence changed everything. He didn't pity me. He weaponized me. From then on, it was deliberate training. Books on zoning, law, negotiation, psych, structural systems, site walks at dawn, shadowing contractors who thought I was the intern. I learned architecture isn't about pretty buildings, it's about controlling how people feel inside them. Make someone feel small, they act small. Make them feel powerful, they pay premium. By 16, I could spot a bad contract from across the room. By 18, I graduated early. Full ride to University of Oregon's architecture program. Nathan called it infrastructure. ROI. I started freelancing render critiques. On the side, built a quiet reputation. People didn't know my last name yet. They just knew the notes were brutal and accurate. Meanwhile, Mom's texts kept coming, like clockwork. Just landed in CAB. Girls look so cute in their bikinis. Thinking of you, sweetie. Hope school's going well. Photos of infinity pools and bottomless mimosas. I stopped opening them. Their rejection didn't hurt anymore. It fueled. At 23, I launched Hayes Atelier out of a tiny rented studio in Southeast Portland. First commission, adaptive reuse of an old warehouse into boutique lofts. I obsessed over every detailed natural light. That didn't blind flow. That felt intuitive. Soundproofing so tenants could actually rest. Word spread. By 27, we were bidding on civic projects. By 30, I had my name on half a dozen skylines around the Pacific Northwest. Quiet moneyed. Real money. Nathan's health started failing 2 years ago. Congestive heart failure. He refused heroic measures. Wanted to go out watching the Columbia River roll by from his bedroom. 3 days before he passed, he handed me a sealed envelope. Demolition order, he rasped. Don't open till the reading. And Mackenzie, they're coming. The second the monitor flatlines, they'll smell cash. They think you're still the kid in the cold kitchen. Prove them wrong. He died at 4:17 a.m. on a foggy Tuesday. Efficient like everything else he did. Funeral was private, or supposed to be. At 10:55 a.m., 3 black Escalades roll up to the little chapel overlooking the gorge. Out step Lydia in a dramatic wide brim hat. Richard in a tailored black suit. He probably charged to a card he couldn't pay. Brooklyn and Savannah filming tasteful grief selfies for their stories. They breeze past me like I'm staff. Lydia fake sobs into Richard's shoulder. Loud enough for the whole row to hear. Poor Nathan. At least he didn't waste it on a wife. The estate should clear our debts and fix the lake house. After this service, they'd corner me by the parking lot. Kenzie, honey, Lydia Coos, gloved hand on my arm. You've done so much already. We'll take over from here. Keys to the house. I look at her really. Look. Same smile she used for a sponsored post. Lawyer has 'em. Readings tomorrow at the firm. House stays sealed. Till then. Savannah snorts. It's literally our inheritance. Tomorrow I repeat, turn, walk to my car. In the rear view, I watch them argue with the private security I hired. Next day, the conference room at Sterling and Associates feels like 60 degrees on purpose. Mahogany table, floor to ceiling glass, my family on one side looking impatient. Me on the other, in a charcoal wool suit I designed myself. Mr. Sterling walks in with one slim folder. Robert liked brevity, he says. So here it is. To Richard. Forgiveness of a $320,000 promissory note from 2010. Nothing else. To Lydia. The silence you gave your daughter, may it comfort you. As it did her. To me, the entire estate. Firm equity, properties, trusts, portfolios, everything. Pandemonium. Richard slams the table. She manipulated him. She was basically his caretaker. Brooklyn shrieks, "That's our money!" Sterling raises one finger. One more document. He slides an old yellowed sheep across the table. Loan agreement. December 24th, 2014, $500,000 from Nathan. To Richard and Lydia. Collateral. Full waiver of parental rights. and PR Steri transfer to Nathan Hayes, signed, notarized, their loopy signatures right under Nathan's razor sharp one. The room goes dead quiet. They didn't abandon me. They sold me. Lydia's mouth opens and closes like a fish. Richard's face turns purple. We were drowning in debt. It was survival. We gave you a mansion, private tutors. Survival costs exactly $500,000, I say. Voice steady. Architect voice. And you blew through it. I stand. Chair scrapes. Transaction closed 15 years ago. Enjoy the memories. Lydia reaches. Kenzie, we're still your parents. No, you're debtors. And your line of credit just expired. I walk out. Past the receptionist, who nods respectfully, into blinding February sun. Drive straight to the West Hills my compound now. Security's already turning away. They're escalated the gate. I pull up. Richard rolls down his window screaming, "This isn't over. We'll sue." I step closer. Ocean wind whipping my hair. Get off my property, or I call PD for trespassing. They peel out. Taillights vanish around the curve. Inside, I lock the heavy pivoted door. Click. Most satisfying sound ever. Kitchen. Laptop open. Contacts. Lydia Hayes D. Richard Hayes delete. Brooklyn delete. Savannah delete. Numbers blocked. Emails filtered to void. Clean cut, like trimming excess rebar. I sit at the massive live edge table where Nathan taught me leverage, planning, winning. House is quiet, not empty strong. I built my own foundation when they tried to bury me under theirs. Rejection didn't break me. It clarified what I would never tolerate again. So here's the real lesson, y'all. When someone shows you your worth is negotiable, don't argue. Build something they can never afford to buy back. Set boundaries like load-bearing walls. Protect your peace, like it's the only structure that matters because it is. Have you ever had to cut ties to save yourself? Or rebuild from scratch after betrayal? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. And if this hits home, share with someone who needs the reminder. Subscribe for more stories that prove you're stronger than the people who tried to shrink you. You've got this. Always have.